All right, let's dive into something that sounds, well, completely made up, but I promise you it's totally real and absolutely essential. We're going to talk about why a key quality check for one of your most basic kitchen ingredients involves lighting it on fire. Yep, you heard that right. Before that bag of flour even thinks about reaching your kitchen, a tiny little bit of it gets torched in a lab. Sounds crazy, doesn't it? Why would you burn perfectly good flour to see if it's, well, good? But believe me, this isn't just for fun. It's some serious, old-school science. So, what is the deal with this? The official name for it is the flour ash test, and it's a huge deal for millers and bakers. See, the goal isn't to destroy the flour, it's to reveal something. But what secrets could possibly be hiding in a little pile of ash? Well, that's what we're about to find out. Okay, this is where it gets really cool. The whole reason for the fire is to see what's left over. You know, what doesn't burn away. All the stuff you think of as flour, the starches, the proteins, poof, it all turns into gas and just vanishes. But there's this tiny, tiny bit that sticks around. And that leftover stuff, that's what we call flour ash. It's basically all the mineral content that was hiding inside the original wheat kernel. We're talking stuff like potassium, magnesium, calcium, and believe it or not, the amount of this ash tells you almost everything you need to know. Here's a great way to think about it. That ash is like the flour's unique fingerprint. Seriously, every single type of flour has its own mineral signature. And by measuring that ash, scientists can figure out exactly what kind of flour they're dealing with. So what exactly is this fingerprint telling us? Well, for starters, a higher ash content means there's more bran left in the flour. You know, that tough outer layer of the wheat. This is super important because it tells the miller how good a job they did separating the pure white part from that bran. It's literally how they grade the flour and decide if it's going to be a super fine cake flour or a hearty whole wheat. It's a whole quality report card from a tiny speck of dust. So here's the bottom line. It's a really simple relationship. If you see low ash, you're looking at a highly refined, super white flour, because almost all that mineral-heavy bran got sifted out. On the flip side, high ash means you've got a darker, coarser flour like whole wheat, which keeps a lot of that bran. Just that one little number tells you about the flour's color, its texture, and exactly how it's going to behave when you bake with it. Now you might be thinking, okay, but this sounds kind of old-fashioned. And you'd be right, this is not some fancy new technique. With all the high-tech gadgets we have today, why on earth are we still burning stuff? Well, the method was locked in almost 100 years ago, and it's stuck around for a simple reason. It's easy, it's super reliable, and it doesn't cost much. It just works.
And this method has some serious history. We're talking way back in 1923, this test was made official. And today, labs all over the globe are still using the exact same core idea to grade flour. It's the reason that the bag of all-purpose flour you buy today is going to be identical to the one you grab next month. Talk about a testament to simple, brilliant science, right?
But to get that perfect little pile of ash, you need some intense heat. We're not talking about your kitchen oven here. The official procedure requires incinerating the flour at a whopping 550 degrees Celsius. That's over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Just to give you some context, that is way, way hotter than the self-clean cycle on your oven at home, which is already pretty scorching. That kind of intense heat is the only way to make sure every last speck of the organic stuff is completely gone, leaving nothing behind but that pure mineral ash they need to analyze.
So how does it actually work in the lab? It's a really precise 5-step dance. First, they weigh out a tiny exact amount of flour. Then they pop that sample into a special dish, which goes right into that crazy hot furnace. After it's been cooked down to just a light gray ash, they have to cool it in this special container called a desiccator. That's just to make sure no moisture from the air messes with the results. And finally, they weigh the ash that's left. That one tiny number tells them the whole story.
All right, so it's a neat, old-timey science experiment, but why does any of this actually matter to you? Well, it matters because the results from this one little test directly affect pretty much everything you bake in your own kitchen.
It's incredible to think that a tiny pinch of ash, weighing less than a gram, tells the entire story of a bag of flour. It's like the ultimate gatekeeper of quality. This test can be the difference between a perfect cake and a total baking disaster. That little speck holds all the secret data that keeps our food consistent.
Think about it. Thanks to this test, you know that your cake flour is going to be light and airy, just like it's supposed to be. It guarantees your bread flour has what it takes to give you that amazing rise. It's the reason your grandma's cookie recipe comes out exactly the same, batch after batch, year after year. This is quality control at its most basic and most important level. So, the next time you pull out a bag of flour, just take a second to remember the little trial by fire it went through to get to your kitchen. It's a simple, brilliant test that's been working behind the scenes for 100 years to make our baking better. And it really makes you wonder, right? What other century-old secrets are hiding in the food we eat every day?